Is two brothers? Is two Diggs brothers in the NFL or just one? Is Stephon Diggs?
It's two. Stephon
Right, they both
Diggs,
wide receivers.
one is wide receiver, one is a cornerback
Okay,
/ safety.
Right. Well, one of those brothers is
Rumored.
involved with supposedly based on social media is involved with Carly B. Briefly, I don't know, but yeah, that's what I heard.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's what the social media is talking about. I don't know if it's true or not.
Sure, it's not a sister.
You talking about the other her name?
Her name is not Cardi B though, so it can't be a sister.
Talking about
Hennessy. Well, it's probably if they say Cardi B.
They say Cardi
You know
B.
what? Start the show. It's already recorded. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, so but
All right. Look,
Yeah.
everybody, welcome to the EMD show. I'm Chris Hit or Miss. This is my co-host, Ted.
Straight Talk Ted.
Straight Talk Ted. We got to get into a lot of things. Sorry. That was crazy. That's diabolical. Look,
Talk about it.
first subject games. Jets versus, what is it? Jets versus Minnesota.
Right.
Minnesota's 4-0. Jets are 3-1 or 3-2?
No, actually, aren't they like 2-2?
Excuse me, they 2-2 because they just lost.
Right.
They just
exactly.
lost. They 2-2.
Right.
They lost last week.
Or they're 3-1, one or the other.
Yeah, they lost last week to
I mean, like 1-3. I'm sorry.
They lost last week to the Denver Broncos. Excuse me, they're 2-2. Actually, yeah, we had it right the first time. They're 2-2. They lost to Denver Broncos to Bo Nix, a rookie quarterback. Wow.
Let me ask you something.
Woo!
Let me ask you something about this Jet thing and Rodgers and all this stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think about what happened the other day when the coach went to hug him and Rodgers called him gave him the stiff arm?
I'm not gonna.
What was that about?
Yo, that's one of those
Listen, I know Rodgers is a diva, but come on, man. Like, really? Like, I mean, he was like, nah, man. Like, he gave me a look like, you think I forgot what you said about me? It was kind of like that way he looked at him.
It's like, you know what it is? It's like, you know how you meet somebody, but you didn't meet them when you was young, but you met them at a certain time in your life, and you meet them, and then you realize
Okay.
this guy's a jerk. I don't know. I think Aaron probably he's cool, but then he's like,
But you want things like that to happen in the locker room somewhere, not on national TV with a game, and the guy's like, hey, we won the game. He's like, nah, man, get the hell out of here, man. I was like, whoa, what the hell is that? It looked so, even me, I'm like, that's awkward as hell. Like, what was that about?
Their relationship, it's been awkward since
you know what, you're right.
Ever since he got hurt, their relationship's been awkward. I don't know if somebody said something, but
that was. I mean, I know Rodgers trying to clean up at the post game conference. He tried to clean up. Oh, he's a hugger and all. I'm not really a hugging kind of guy. It was even more awkward then. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of weird.
He's a weird dude. Yeah. I really think. It's so weird because sometimes the coaches we think Mark McCarthy, I feel like it was the only person who probably understands this guy. I mean, of course he won a Super Bowl with him. Because it's just, remember, he never had a problem with the coach in Green Bay.
No.
It was always with the front office.
Right.
In this situation,
right.
He don't got no problem with the front office. But then the coach. It's like, he probably I just can't get it right. I can't get it right. You know what I'm saying?
But let me, out of both coaches, let me ask you this. Who do you think is more on a hot seat? The Jets coach or the Giants coach?
That's tough. Now,
that's a good question, though.
The Jets or the Giants coach? I thought you was going to go Dallas.
Don't even bring those guys up. We'll talk about them guys in a minute.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to say, the reason why I say the Jets, Robert Saleh, because with Giants coach, what I'm saying is his resume, we already know he's a great play caller. He ain't just bad or good. Right. He's a great play caller. They don't need an offensive coordinator. He's that good. He's one of those Mike McCarthy. I could be the offensive coordinator and the head coach. Right. Defense, I get somebody else to do it. So that's one reason. The second reason, he didn't draft Daniel Jones.
That's true.
What's the saying? You come into a new house, I want my own furniture.
Right. Good point.
Straight like that. Get this furniture. Get this. I want my own. I gotta get my own quarterback. The Giants front office. How can I say this? They move different. They don't just move how they want to move. They don't move like everybody else moves.
Right.
They should have drafted a quarterback 2 years ago, when it was tough, when it was a lot of maybe even last year. But they did it. They gave Daniel Jones freaking Duke quarterback, I'm going to keep saying it. How many Duke quarterbacks you know that actually put progress in NFL history? Not a lot. Maybe none.
Yo, but they gave him that contract.
They gave him that
though.
contract, so now they stuck.
Yeah.
So now this is the second year. So now they could, I think they could move on from him, or it'll be his last year. But you know how that go last year. I think the next year's his last year, but it's all right if that's his last year. They just let him walk out there and draft the quarterback.
They just cut him. Yeah.
So and that's the question. I think it's the judge because I still like Brian Daboll. Like the Giants still win games with a sorry quarterback. Imagine, that's the only thing they need too.
But why did they get rid of Barkley though?
Huh?
Why did they get rid of Barkley?
That's
He could have been a safety blanket. He could have been the guy that, you know what I'm saying? And look how he's
He's
Philly,
killing.
He's killing him, but you know,
killing.
Philly's kind of struggling a little bit. You know what I mean? Hurts is struggling. But I'm just saying, like, why did you give this guy the money who's hurt? And look at this guy now, he's balling out.
you know, it's politics. Let's not kid ourselves. The Saquon Barkley had nothing to do with actual football. Let's get in the details. Owners like to save money. They all make money in a big pot, right? Like this table is a big owner's pot. They all get a piece.
Right.
They didn't want to make Saquon the highest paid running back because they know, like, if somebody younger is the collective bargaining agreement always goes up no matter what in 4 or 5 years.
Right.
So let's say they give the money to Saquon to make him highest paid.
Right.
A running back is gonna break more records. That's what happens. It no matter a young cat, it always does that. Like no matter what you pay to hide, that's why you can't. So if the next collective bargaining agreement comes and a running back already broke what Saquon already did his previous year, because it's all about numbers when it comes to contracts.
Okay.
Then you have to guarantee running backs at a certain rate. We already know you ain't got but so many time as a running back. And I always say,
Right.
go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
Like, okay, so like that was the issue. It had nothing to do with his play. It's all about the money. So then if they gotta pay him that they gotta set the standard, all the other 31 teams gotta take the standard, because the agent be like, yo, with Saquon Barkley got a $12 million guarantee. They don't want to go higher. They like to keep it in the box. For one, and not to say change the topic, and this is why I say running backs, I'm gonna keep it real. If your son is a running back, great. I hope his knees is good. Just think about the lifespan of a running back. That's just real fast.
Right.
4 years of high school, boom.
Right.
3 years of college if you didn't redshirt.
Right.
Everybody know what redshirt is. You stay out 1 year, and then you have two years, and then you're eligible to go to the NFL. You cannot go to the NFL without having 3 years of college. That's the law. You cannot fight that. Maurice Correct tried to do that years ago. You know what I mean? Y'all can Google that.
I remember that.
And it was terrible. So that's 4-3. That's 7 years. When you get drafted, you have to sign a 5-year contract. 4-year, 1-year option. We all know what that means. You sign for 4 years. You have the last year is an option where they bring you back or not. They have an option to that, right?
Right.
So 4 plus 3 is 7, plus another 4 is 11 years. 11 years. Okay, now it's time for me to get that big contract. You know what they're gonna say? You owe, homie. Like, if we give you this contract, how does that work with us? Right. And that's why you see when they get the contract, they just fade away. And people get mad because running backs was fading away. So they're like, why do we guarantee the guys? Because they take the most punishment, which is their knees. Hitting the knees, the hips, and all that.
Right.
And that's the reason why the Giants are in trouble. They gave the wrong money at the wrong time. They didn't draft the right player at the right time. They should have drafted a quarterback 2 years ago. Let him get a feet wet for one more year. Last year, put him in the game. Right. You preserved your running backs. You preserve your team. You give your freaking fan base damn, now we got something.
Let me ask you that. That's a really good point.
And that's the reason why.
Well said. Now compare that situation to, because we talked about both the Giants and the Jets, right? So let's talk about the situation with the Cincinnati Bengals and Jamar Chase. Look at that situation. Okay, now he's rolling the dice. All right, because he's supposed to get that contract.
Yep.
Okay, he's playing out of good faith. You know what? I'm going to go out there and I'm going to play. He's
playing
doing his
too.
thing, and it's almost as the owner saying, yeah, he's playing good, but we're gonna just hold out a little bit because he just might get hurt, and then we have to worry about giving him that money.
Ooh, I was gonna bring that up.
And like I said, I would hate to see that. And that I don't know what happens in the NFL. It happens in other leagues as well. But just talking about him specifically, this guy's been balling out. Yo, and they throwing the ball to him. It's not like they're not throwing the ball to him. They got to throw the ball to him for them
He's
to
the
win.
best player on the
Exactly.
team.
That's what I'm saying. He's the best player on the team.
He's balling out too.
So,
He's playing great.
I think something has to change with whatever
Yeah.
kind of bargaining agreement, whatever it has to change. These guys got to get some kind of let's get something straight. Guaranteed money is not guaranteed money.
Not in the NFL.
Not in the NFL.
Nope.
We go back to as far as like Barry Sanders, and we saw what happened with that.
Mm-hmm.
When he quit, he had to give back half of that guaranteed money, maybe even more than that. Okay, so
Absolutely.
all this about guaranteed money. It's not like guaranteed money like in baseball or in basketball. It's nothing like that. It sounds all good, like guaranteed money, but it's not really guaranteed money because, like I said, it's all, it's all performance laden,
Yep,
incentives on those contracts.
Yes, sir.
And if you ain't doing this and that, you ain't getting that money.
You ain't getting nothing.
Okay, and at the end of the day, say for instance your contract, you made a good point earlier. Yeah, he has a 4-year contract, and the last year he's supposed to get like $15 million.
Cut you.
Oh, he's like, we ain't giving him that.
That's where the non-guarantee come in.
Yeah, we ain't giving him that.
So let me piggyback on the contract thing real fast.
Yeah,
When they come to contract, that's why NFL players they love the NBA, but they envy them because they like, damn.
Yeah.
Because this how this works. And I didn't know this too. Kevin Garnett said this. I'm not sure of the NFL, but he says you pay back 10% of what you get of your NBA contract.
right,
Okay, that's something new that I guess an insight.
right,
I'm sure enough they don't have to pay back the money because you can sign a 5-year deal for $35 million, and they'll say 20 million is guaranteed right off the top.
Right.
So usually you take your bonus right off the top.
right.
So you take your 20 million, you playing good, and you could be playing great. Your
Right.
third year last year,
Right.
damn, I don't know, we over the cap. We could, you gotta give him $10 million when we could just cut him and have $10 million and pay another free agent or a kicker, because
Right.
usually they always, I don't know what that's about. They give kicker and it was that, and they just cut you.
Right.
They just cut you, and that's why I say like, when it comes to the contracts, NFL, you have to get your money. Now let's go back to Jamar Chase. He has 2 years on his deal left. In Cincinnati, they are known. This is not like they've been on inside the NFL, the Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks.
I remember one time they had Hard Knocks, and I
Right.
forgot who was trying to get their money. But long story short, they do not budge. They are the Cincinnati Bengals. They do not
Right.
budge. They one
Right.
of them owners. They just one of them franchise. Steelers too. They don't like doing it, and I know I talk.
Don't
But and that
don't
was
bring
the
that
whole
up.
thing
Don't
with
bring that
Antonio Brown. They don't pay when you have 2 years. They like to have. Excuse me, I said Antonio Pierce. I meant to say Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell.
In a way, they didn't want to pay him for 2 years. He had 2 years left. Just pay him the money. No, we're gonna wait for the next year. Like you said,
Yeah.
like you're banking on like this is a physical contact game.
Right.
There's no way that nobody's not gonna get hurt. So when they get
Right.
hurt, oh, you got hurt now. That's why they always say hold
Yeah.
out in preseason.
Yeah.
Hold out in training camp.
It's like almost like fool's gold.
Yeah, and
know what I'm saying? Right.
you know, and let's segue into the next one. Like Cincinnati Bengals play the Baltimore Ravens in
Right.
Cincinnati,
Right.
but I feel like they playing catch up. Joe Burrow's always hurt. T. Higgins was hurt. Well, he stayed out because he needed another contract, and they
Right.
franchise him.
Right.
Just in case nobody know what franchise means, you keep your players, your franchise, and you double his salary, but he pays for only 1 year. Guarantee.
Right.
Guarantee. But
Right.
then, like you said, he can always get hurt.
Right.
So he didn't play the preseason, so he's
Right.
already stiff, so then he got hurt.
Right.
Whatever. Then Jamar Chase, they played the preseason, so whatever. They lost the first 2 games.
Right.
This is what happens. Joe Burrow, I don't know what's going on. He got the wrist thing. I don't know. Get this man a shake weight, something, bro. His wrist,
Listen.
something. It's not. But he's still elite because he played great last week.
A lot of times, I think these guys are hurt too.
They are.
I mean, whether it happened in preseason or the first game of the season, sometimes these injuries last about 2 or 3 games.
Which is true.
Depending on how it is. In
Which
this
is
case
true.
of quarterback, it could be the wrist, it could be the arm, it could be whatever. They're not going to give you
They're
that
not gonna
information
say, yeah,
because
yeah.
that will alter so many things. The betting and all that, they'll alter
But
a
you can
lot.
see it though. You can see him.
You can see by the way
You
he's
can see
playing.
him. You can
Same
see
thing.
him.
Same thing with the quarterback from Philly. He wasn't playing good. He hurts. Hurts wasn't playing good either.
He ain't playing good, but he got both his wide receivers down. I give him that.
Yeah.
They haven't played. I don't think AJ Brown's played. I don't think he's played all this year at
No,
all.
not at all. I don't
so
think so.
I give him a little room. and we touch upon that later on.
Right.
But like, so I'm gonna even ask you who you got for this game.
Between Baltimore and
Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm going to tell you right now, I like Baltimore because the way that running back Henry, whoa, the guy I mean, come on, are you kidding me? You saw what he did the other day?
I did.
The dude, ain't nobody tackling that guy.
Ain't nobody want to tackle him.
Nobody want to tackle him.
No, but you shouldn't.
If I see him in front of me, I'm not tackling
That's a
him.
business decision.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a business decision.
Yeah, exactly. So with him playing and the way my boys playing at the quarterback, are you serious? Right now, they ain't look good against the first game against Kansas City. Somebody Kansas City,
they should have won that game.
Kansas City got their fucking.
They got a lot of calls in that game too. Kansas City.
Yeah. But
jeez, what first quarter they called like 8 penalties?
I still think with Henry in the backfield right now, and the way they playing, the chemistry is there. I'm gonna give Baltimore the edge.
I give Baltimore the edge because I got them as my Super Bowl pick. That's my man Lamar. Action Jackson. That's my guy.
Let me not just cut you
Go
off.
ahead.
Segue into this about quarterbacks, and I've been fighting for this for the last 3 weeks. I think this guy should retire, and you know who I'm talking about.
Tua.
Yo, let me tell you something. I'm gonna be real with you.
You said that before. You've been saying that for a while. You said that.
Let me tell you something. And when it comes to a point where it's like you got a family, you can do so much for football without even having to play because he's a good quarterback. I mean, I'm quite sure he wants to play. He worked his whole life to get to this point. I get that.
Absolutely.
But let me tell you something, man.
Oh, man.
When you're not even doing the right thing when you're supposed to slide, yo, they said everybody on the side when he's running, it's like, yo, slide, man, slide. He was like, nah, I'm going to show you.
Get out the way.
Yo, the dude got a concussion. The concussion happened when the guy bumped into his body from his head with his upper torso.
With his upper torso.
Right. And then he shook his head when he fell on the floor. Okay, and his head got kind of jarred. So he basically got 2 concussions in one play. But it wasn't that bad because, he's been doing some different kind of movements
he been doing
and Pilates
movements.
and all this stuff he's been doing to make sure that he doesn't
movements.
get hurt, right? And doing karate and all his defensive stuff and all that. But, yo, man, this dude is not even a boxer. He's not even a boxer, and he's already punch drunk.
Yo, yeah, this is third one.
Yo, I think you just tap on the back. He'd be like, oh, shit, I'm dizzy. I'm telling you, that's how easy it is for this guy to get a concussion now.
Last year, you seen the play when they was going so fast because, like, I would have to say they would always run them out, move out the pocket.
Yeah.
And actually, it worked. But I always say, well, somebody else said this. I don't want to name drop people, you know what I'm saying, that we on the podcast. But
sure.
Marcellus Wiley said this a long time ago, right?
Right.
He goes, it's all good for that 1 year. He says, but when you come into that summertime, and you walk into the coaches, and he's sleeping, passed out with the click in his hand, waking up like, we going to have something for that boy next year. People study you. When they get tape on you, you think, oh, yeah, the end of the season. You think, oh, the end of the season. The end of the season, the next day, they're in the film room.
Of course.
Breaking you down from 7 weeks ago.
Yeah, sure.
So they already know what they got. And you see, they say, okay, they know he got a concussion. They know they have to get it out fast.
Right.
You know what? Let's just back up a little. Put the linebacker maybe 2 yards back.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let the lineman really contain. Don't let them go rush.
Exactly.
And let's see if he can handle a hit. And you see it. Of course you're going to get through a game, win a game, a couple plays.
Yeah.
But dudes get tired. Linemen get tired. They have a hurry-up offense. They have a speed offense.
Listen.
It's bad. It's bad because he said he's not retiring.
When he came off that field, when he got the last concussion, right, and he was walking off, you saw the coach greeting him. He gave him a kiss on the forehead. I thought that was a kiss of saying, listen, I love you, man, but this has got to end. This is going to stop.
But then now what? They just gave him a contract extension. They gave him, what, $238 million? What was it? I'm going to say this. It's not their fault.
Listen, I'm not mad he got his money. I don't care because it's kind of like, and I'm not bringing up a whole other sport, but I'm giving you an example of when sometimes when people get hurt, even though this didn't happen on the field. Remember Jason Williams that went to Duke and he got hurt when he got drafted on the motorcycle?
Oh, we're talking about Jay Williams. It's like
Jay
three
Williams.
of them.
Yeah, Jay Williams.
Jay Williams, you're right.
Now, they gave him his money because they felt so bad for him because he got hurt.
Because you could tell he was going to be the next star.
And I think in this case with, Tagovailoa, I think they did the same thing.
And then get him out gracefully.
Yeah, because
in a year two.
Yeah, because I don't think he's even gonna get half of that contract.
Yo, Ted, That's really good. I really like that. I
don't-
never looked at it that way, but
because-
I kind of look at it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I
that
mean-
makes sense because
I mean, yeah.
he's left-handed, which is
Yeah.
good. I mean,
It's
that's not
good.
saying
Yeah,
because a lot of
sure.
people, it's like when you guard people right,
Yeah.
he's always left-handed.
Right.
He's not. I mean, he's quick. He's accurate.
Oh, he's very accurate.
He's accurate.
Right.
He's a top 5 quarterback. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, he's
So
accurate.
he's a top 5,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he can't stay healthy. So
Right.
I say
Right,
this because
right.
he's not gonna retire. He's not retiring right now. He's like 24 years old, 25 years old. There's too many women out in the world. I'm joking, but but look, he
Well-
got at least. I'll say this because he's gonna come back this year. Maybe not. You don't think so? It's a lot of games, man. It's like 8 more.
Yo,
It's like what? You got 10 more games?
Listen, I think they're having those conversations behind the scenes
Okay.
between him, the doctors,
Yeah.
and his family
So
on what he's going to do.
So if he doesn't come back, this is my prediction. If he doesn't come back next year, they'll let him start. They're gonna draft the quarterback for sure.
oh yeah,
That's one team we know they're gonna draft that quarterback.
Yeah,
Regardless of
yeah,
who it is, they're gonna
yeah,
draft that
yeah,
quarterback.
sure,
They're probably even gonna
Yeah,
sign somebody to do it because
Absolutely,
Skylar
absolutely.
Thompson. I don't know. That's not a no. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah.
And Tyler Huntley, I forgot he was in the NFL. Clearly, he is. They signed him last week, so he probably don't. But anyway,
right.
they're gonna do that, and then they're gonna draft the quarterback, and they're gonna say, slowly, gracefully.
Yeah.
And then you know what? He most likely he'll be a coach. 'Cause
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
like,
he could
he
be
has
a
to
coach.
'cause they have to do
Yeah,
something.
He has to do something
They
for
have
this
to
guy.
do
He could be a
something.
coach. He could be involved in the NFL. Just not on. I don't want this guy to be in his 30s and he's talking like a boxer who got a lot of brain
and then
damage.
now you see Tyreek Hill. Other day he went off on the sideline, and it's funny because her other analysts, which I play football, so I know.
Right.
I ain't gonna yell at the head coach. I ain't gonna because I can't because you're the head
Right,
coach.
right.
I can't yell at the quarterback because you're the quarterback.
Right.
I can't even yell at the kicker. 3 people you can't really talk. The quarterback, the coach, and the kicker.
Right.
Those are the main guys that saved games.
Right,
I know.
right.
Defense were champions, but they saved the game.
Right.
He went crazy on his wide receiver coach.
Yeah.
But that's a subliminal.
Right.
I'm talking to you because I'm mad at Low. But
Right,
I'm screaming
right,
at
right.
you. But
I'm using you as the
and
as
you
the
can see
pimp, right.
you can see the coach behind him too in the still shot, like walking around like, oh,
Yeah.
this is getting ugly.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
because
right.
the quarterback, and I'm shocked that they have a backup. I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna keep saying this. Quarterbacks are not a dime a dozen. They're not a dime a dozen. They not. They don't come out like it's a franchise. It's a franchise. It's
Well-
only like 6 like really elite quarterbacks. The rest of his backups playing starters,
Right.
and it's sad.
Right. Right. Well, look at the Steelers situation. You got my man
Let's
Fields.
just go back in this. Oh,
We got my man Fields starting. I got no problem with that. I have nothing against Wilson, but I think it's time to let this kid do his thing. Okay? He could be the backup.
yes.
All right? He
Yes.
only got like a 1-year contract left on his contract. Like
Who,
1
Russell
year.
Wilson?
Yeah, like 1 year left on that
Ooh,
deal.
that's
whatever that-
nice.
Yeah, so you're in a good
That's
situation,
nice.
I think.
I didn't look at it that way too. That's
yeah,
nice. That's
I mean,
nice. It's
yeah,
Miami.
I mean,
I'm
Yeah,
showing off.
well,
His,
yeah,
his
listen,
family gonna
listen.
love Miami. Who doesn't like Miami? And
Listen.
you're right. That would be a good backup. And I don't even like saying this because
Right.
like even though he's a backup, now that you got me thinking, why
Yeah.
not just Tua gonna retire? Just sign Russell Wilson and then still draft the quarterback. They're gonna draft the quarterback regardless, but
yeah.
they have to. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Now,
I
let's-
mean, you got guys that are veteran players that are right now more ready to play more than this guy is as far as from a physical
Absolutely.
standpoint.
Absolutely.
As far as injury wise, I mean, you got veteran quarterbacks that can take better hits than this guy could.
She just
You know what I'm
can't take a
saying?
hit.
I
He
mean,
can't take a
look at Cousins last night. Threw for 500 yards last night.
All right, you know what? Since let's just go right into it. We're gonna go into that game as well. We ain't gonna piggyback.
Pittsburgh and Dallas.
Let's just go right into that before we talk about Kirk Cousins. Dallas Cowboys versus Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm gonna say this: the two teams, they play good, they just can't finish. I don't know what that's about. They can't
Well,
finish.
The
Yo,
Steelers got a problem with
finish
with-
on a. They can't score the touchdown.
They start off slow sometimes, all right? And one of their biggest mistakes is that when they can't get teams off of third downs and they can't make third downs and first downs, okay? By the time they don't get the first down, their defense is back on the field. And these guys are getting tired. So by the third and
Tired.
fourth quarter, they tired. They spent. They tired.
Done.
All right, because they're not getting no first downs and everything like that. And they also not stopping the team on third downs.
Which is
So now you got a problem with that, and this whole thing about these, I'll say it again. That prevent defense doesn't prevent shit.
Yo, I don't know why they even to get that out. Get it, no, just throw it away.
I don't know
It never worked 20 years ago.
Right,
it's not
right,
working
right.
20 years later.
You don't have the cover guys. You know, like the Tuas and those guys that can cover a lot of space, and they're so talented, and they can kind of like cover up all the deficiencies that your team have.
Yes.
We don't got guys like Woodson, guys like that. We
Yeah,
don't have guys like them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
superstar
saying?
talent in the backfield.
Right,
You're
right.
right. It's a team. It's collective.
So now Pittsburgh, as good as they are, top team, this, that, and the third, you go out there to Indianapolis, and you
drop an egg.
You drop an egg.
You drop an egg.
You dropped
an egg.
Okay, looking terrible. Even though they had the opportunities, but look terrible.
They look terrible. You
Okay.
can't have that Joe Flacco.
Now you're playing against a Dallas Cowboy team who's really have to win this game. Let's be honest.
They have to, because
They have to
Washington
win
is
this
already
game.
they still
Right.
3-1. They
Washington,
have to. Yes, they have to.
They got this.
Yeah, they have to.
They got this
They have
fucking.
to.
They got this quarterback for Washington. The guy's just playing lights
I
out.
was telling Cat Jaden
Yeah,
Daniels was
yeah.
that dude
That
years
dude is-
ago,
that
but
dude is
we
a
ain't even
real
get into that.
yeah.
It's documented, so we good.
Right. So now you got yes. You got Dallas, who just paid this guy all this money.
And you had to though.
Paid
You
this
had
guy
to.
all this money.
I ain't gonna lie, it is
Paid
fun
this guy
talking
all-
about the Cowboys. Laughing at they stupid
it's
asses.
almost like once you pay this guy the money, it was like it's like you just like the bad luck even got worse. Like it just like the black cloud just came over the stadium.
Yeah, it did it.
It was like, yo, and let me tell you something. And I think a lot of shit they got the problems with Dallas is not so much they have a talented team. And I have nothing against Jerry Jones personally. But
did a good job.
No, well, I just think that his style of being an owner is tired now.
It's a distraction.
It's a distraction.
But I mean,
And,
you know what it
you know,
is?
yeah.
Is it all right? Now let me ask you a question.
Nah,
is
it's
it
enough.
reputation, or is it? Because is it recent years or reputation? Because I say recent years, he has been a good freaking job, right?
When he was in that era dealing with the Jimmy Johnsons and guys like
man.
that, and especially that was different era. This is a different era now. These coaches now are a little bit more sensitive too. Just like players are sensitive, you got coaches that are sensitive.
You think that's karma? You think that's karma?
Probably is. Especially when he said that he was in that. Well, I'm not gonna just go up the topic here, but Jerry Jones was in the picture a long time ago when he was in college. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And he was like, I didn't know why the group was there. I didn't know it was a racist rally. I didn't know what was going on. I was just standing there.
See, young Jerry too.
Yeah,
he was
young Jerry.
I was like,
So
oh,
I don't know.
man.
I don't know if the bad luck started happening from that point, as far as like. But they won Super Bowls after that because he became an owner and he became a millionaire.
Yeah,
A
I was really
billionaire.
talking about the combo with
But what you gonna talk about? What's that?
with Jimmy Johnson. But that's a good
Oh,
karma
yeah,
too.
the Jim-
That's
the
good.
Jim-
You
Jimmy-
right, though.
the thing with
Listen,
Jimmy Johnson
I'm black.
is-
We all
yeah,
black
yeah,
here.
I mean,
I ain't gonna sit here and say no.
So now you got a situation where this dude,
Yeah.
he's so hands-on. He's doing interviews. They're not even talking to the players. He does more interviews than the players.
But in a way, can I piggyback? Just say a little
Sure.
bit advocate? 'Cause,
Sure,
it's the
sure,
Cowboys.
absolutely.
He's not really running the team in the last couple of years. Clearly, his son has. Someone took a lot of the burden off that.
Yeah, his son is stepping in. Yeah. Okay.
Two, I would say another thing.
Yeah.
They kind of build a nice team. They have built really superstar. Say what you want, but they have good quality freaking talent.
What's the problem?
And the third is like, I feel like the when he talks in the interviews, I don't kind of mind that. It kind of like deflects the distraction of them losing, because if he doesn't say nothing,
Right.
then Mark McCarthy, he's not good. He's not good at like the best speaker to me at all time is Obama. I don't care what he did or what he didn't do, but he's the talker. But
yeah.
he's not a good talker. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So
right,
sometimes
right.
it might come off as smug, and he's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy, like, nah. But
Yeah.
he's a coach. I don't want you to talk anyway.
Right.
So he kind of distracts it. Now you're saying, what's the problem? The problem is they have too much hype, and sometimes pressure breaks pipes, and they
Okay.
just you see it happening. It's like you just you know how that pressure happens, like when you like when I get like a freaking anxiety, like I'll melt right in front of you, bro. Like I'll start sweating and crazy, and you see it at the second quarter. They be in the second round. The third quarter come, they're down by 2 touchdowns. You just see the panic on Dak Prescott's face. You just start seeing panic on.
But
Like,
not only him, but the head coach. He's like, damn.
yeah,
I might get fired tomorrow.
Now, not the segue, Devontae Adams asked for a trade. In my opinion, go get Devontae. They keep saying, it's going to be too much. I hear people talking about his distraction. They don't need him.
A lot of teams want him, though.
But they No, a lot of teams want them, and a lot of teams could use him. The Bills could use him, the Jets could use him, the Saints could use him, Steelers could use him, but Steelers ain't gonna get him because they're in the same conference. They're not gonna trade him.
They're not gonna pay him the money.
They're not gonna trade him in the same conference that close. I don't think. Like they're not giving him to Kansas City.
Well, I don't know, man. Listen,
you're going to offer him a first round, a second round pick?
They traded Saquon Barkley to the same conference,
which was so dumb.
Stuff
like that, they looking at like that's why we're not doing that. That's why we're not doing that.
Yo, I remember that was a big thing back then. But I think now they saying, listen, man, just give it to this guy.
Be careful. Be careful with your fan base.
You think he can go? You think he can end up in the Jets back with Rodgers reunion? What do you think?
Do I think he should go to the Jets? Deep down, no, because Aaron Rodgers is not going to be there for year 2. Devontae is only 30 years old. Like, what are we talking about?
But just think if they can win, well.
Now, if he goes to the Jets, it'll be a good thing. It'll be a good thing. I'm not going to sit here and lie because you got Wilson and then him on the side. But if he goes, who team was it saying? To the Cowboys? They keep saying, yo, that's talent. How do you guard that? The game of the NFL is passing.
Dallas has always had talent. I think it's a combination of.
Who's the second receiver?
I don't know.
Brandon Cooks.
Okay.
I like Brandon Cooks. Let's not kid ourselves. Thank you. Exactly. That's exactly.
How much does this fall under Dak Prescott not playing well in the big games?
Hey,
let's be honest.
That's why. But
I mean, he's a stat stuffer during the season. He puts up numbers, man. He does. I mean. That alone can give him a better contract, but
not to piggyback what I just said, but that's why they're too good to not be that bad. What I'm saying is they're too good to not be that bad in the draft. So you're high in the draft,
right?
But you're not winning in the playoffs.
Yeah, but what was that move?
Quarterbacks are not a dime a dozen. I keep saying it.
So let me ask you this question:
they are mediocre at best.
Was that a good look bringing back Ezekiel Elliott?
You have. Well, it goes back to the Jerry Jones thing. They could have got Derrick Henry.
Thank you.
They should have. I don't know what they was thinking.
So there's still some bad moves being made.
It is, absolutely. They should have got Derrick.
Yo, that would take so much pressure off of Dak.
But remember, they lost Tony Pollard last year? Right?
Yeah,
they lost last year.
Yeah.
I don't know how they lost. Look, everybody's saving money. People will save money before they try to win the games. Let's not kid ourselves.
So you're saying right now saving money takes more precedent over winning the championship?
Sometimes it does. Sometimes that's why a lot of teams don't win. But I say this: if they get Devontae Adams on the Cowboys, that's scary. That's scary, bro. Because in the playoffs,
I don't want that to happen, man. I want them to work with what they have and get better. Because they got a good team. They got a good roster.
I keep saying though, you want superstars, right? The more superstars you got, the harder your team is hard to beat. You put Devontae,
well, you know what?
And then you got CeeDee Lamb.
I would say that,
Woo!
but then,
saying.
And I'm just bringing. I'm gonna slide in this with this. I'm gonna bring this up. I would say that, but then even me as a guy who doesn't even like the Patriots, they didn't do it with superstars, so I can't agree with that.
Absolutely, but they got to the chip. The Cowboys can't get past the second round.
That has nothing to do with talent. That is some kind of voodoo.
Sometimes
voodoo.
Okay.
Voodoo going on there. Voodoo.
Yo, the more wide receivers, look at Tampa Bay when Tom Brady won, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He had 3 superstars: Mike Evans, Mike Godwin, and Antonio Brown.
But
I'm telling you,
some teams, sometimes you need that guy to come in with that suit and tie. Says, "This is how we do it. You want to be a winner? Follow my lead. This is how we do it.
Jerry
Leading
Jones
by example.
is old.
Jerry
he
Jones
don't got time, man.
Jerry Jones is as old as they get. He's doing things like back in the day, and it's a different time of football right now. It's a different kind of era, man. I think he needs to sit his behind down.
But he hasn't really been. He hasn't been doing as much. It's just I don't mind. I don't mind him being in the team.
Every time they even come close to losing a game, they interview Jerry. Hey, Jerry, what do you think about what's going on? Yeah, well, you know.
But like I said, that brings, you don't want your players answering questions, they're going to be mad.
Listen.
I don't mind it. It's distraction. It throws you off.
He's always doing too much. He's a distraction. He's a distraction that people get scared because, remember, he's putting money in their pockets.
Which is true. Well, he take care of his players. I give him that.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of franchises don't do that. They don't do that.
Okay.
Say what you want.
Yeah.
He take care of his players. After they retire, owners just throw you out of here. After they retire. So.
Okay. I give him that.
I think they got a shot if they get Devontae. I think they're going to be a top-tier team.
I hope Steelers whip them up, man, this weekend.
Who you got? Of course, you got your Steelers.
Of course, I got my Steelers. We got them. Are we playing in Dallas or are we playing in Pittsburgh? Playing in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, we playing in Pittsburgh.
That's what I'm talking about.
Remember, the last time they played Dallas and Pittsburgh, that was Dak Prescott and Ezekiel rookie year, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, right?
I think you're right.
I feel like that was their best year to win a chip. Nobody talk about that either.
Listen, man. We're going to beat these guys and get this record, get it close to 500, and we're going to be all right.
Yo,
We're 3-1, okay? We're 3-1. It's typical Steelers shit. Starting off slow, starting games off slow.
They got to score touchdowns. They can't score touchdowns as many as they should be making.
No, the bottom
Every
line
time they
is
get to
that
the 20-yard line, 30-yard line, it goes this and that. They
let,
can't. They
let,
gotta.
let the chains off of Fields. Let him do his thing.
I feel like they're gonna make a move. They need to make a move. They need more. They just need a little more. All right, now let's jump in this segment because we ain't got that much time. But we're gonna jump into this.
What's that?
Buffalo Bills play the Houston Texans. Stephon Diggs plays his old team from last year against Josh Allen.
Okay.
They doing some kumbaya. They say they good, but we all know. We all know when you go to the next team. Okay, I'm gonna show you cats. I'm gonna show you cats. Me, I'm a Stephon Diggs fan, and I ain't gonna lie. I like Buffalo this year. I think it's work hand in hand.
Listen,
but
I'm gonna go back to this again.
Yeah,
I know
do
you're
your
gonna
thing.
say.
Yeah.
I'm going old school here.
Uh-oh.
X-Files.
Oh.
Cancer Man.
Oh, okay.
Buffalo will
Whoa.
never win a championship.
Oh, man.
He said that, and you saw what happened to Kelly and them. Jim Kelly been there, what, 5 times? 4 times? Jim Kelly and them?
Four.
All right.
4 in a
All right.
row. 4 in a row.
4 in a row.
4 in a row.
Which is it's almost like LeBronish. It's almost like LeBronish, like, you know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
he's born with one once a year. He'll throw once a year, get one. He'll get one.
And I
Jeez.
think that contributed to my man. You know, and I'm glad he's okay though. Kelly getting sick. Cause you can't tell me as a dude like I've been there 4 times in a row, and I lost twice to the Giants.
Yo.
Think about that.
Yo.
Just think about that.
That wide right.
I don't care. Listen.
Like, you really had to been in a certain type of time when that happened. That field, when he, Norwood?
Yes.
Norway?
Yeah.
Norway's
Right.
Norwood,
So-
right? He missed that.
Right.
And it just snowballed.
So now
Jeez.
they playing
too.
against the storyline is there. Stephon Diggs playing against his old team. The quarterback, he's kind of glad that he's gone. He's not a headache no more. I mean, it's a big deal. And then he got some off the field stuff. You know, I heard this Cardi B thing going on, whatever. But that's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? But well, it is what it is, man. You know, dudes are gonna be dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? Dudes are gonna be dudes.
I guarantee he got that money, man. But
Right.
I don't know. All right, when it comes to Buffalo, they are spreading the ball. But then I always say this always happens, no matter in any kind of sports.
Yeah.
You need superstars. And you don't need them, but you see the difference of level of play.
But what I'm trying to say is, I think it's gonna be so much hype on this game.
Yeah, it should be.
I think he's gonna be. I think that Stephon thing is gonna be neutralized.
Yeah, because he hasn't. He's not.
Yeah.
Because remember,
he did well last week. He played damn. He played
great.
damn.
But he's not
good.
the number 1 target because Nico
Right.
Collins is the number 1 target.
Exactly.
And he don't want to be. He's fullback.
Right.
He said he wants to have that captain
Right.
on his chest, which
Right.
I respect that
Right.
because he's trying to get that bag break. But CJ Stroud, that dude. Joe Mixon, we talked about contracts earlier.
Yeah.
Why the hell Cincinnati just gave up Joe Mixon? Whatever. Cool. Whatever. They got a nice team. And I feel like this is going to be a great game because they playing in the dome. Josh Allen plays good in domes, man. There's no weather. He gonna play good, man. He gonna play good.
Josh, the style of his play, right, which is like really smash mouth football, okay?
Which is true.
I think he has about maybe 3 more years to do that style.
Okay.
Because I think at some point in time he's gonna get older, as we know. He's got this is like 4th year in the league now, 4th, 5th year.
About 5th year, I think.
Okay,
it's 5th year.
so
from
now
Wyoming.
5th year in the league. Okay, from Wyoming. The guy's a big quarterback, strong. He's running through guys. I give him like 3 more years of doing that.
Now let me ask you something. Why is the coach still don't have a running game? What's that about?
Well, if you get the damn quarterback getting more rushing yards than the damn team, what you expect?
Have you watched them? They can't run the ball. Every time they run the ball, it just doesn't go nowhere.
Yeah, well.
Like, I hear you, but in the last couple of years, they've been doing this we're going to just dink and dunk because they have no running game.
We know teams sometimes, they invest in certain positions.
Man.
And sometimes, and know what also, too, I'm going to put this up. Sometimes you may have a group of coaches that, you know, they recruit guys and they what they call that? That's what I'm looking for. they look at talent. Okay, sometimes they don't have an eye for talent.
Yo,
They don't have
they
an
dropping
eye
the
for talent.
ball. I don't
right.
care nobody
That's
say
what
they
I'm
dropped
saying.
the ball on
So
Patrick Mahomes. They dropped the ball on that.
You're
Oh, he was
evaluating
not telling
talent, and sometimes your evaluation ain't good, and it shows up on the field because you see with the product that's out there. So, are they investing?
They're investing.
They're investing
and
in
I
the
say this
core-
because remember
are
they got
they investing in
draft
that
picks. I
position?
feel like next year
Yeah.
it's gonna be their good year because they get to draft more people because they don't have a superstar wide receiver. Let's just we see how they look. Last week you see what happened.
They're not gonna win a Super Bowl with this guy doing what he's doing. I'm sorry, he's not gonna be running guys over and running. He's not gonna last the whole season doing that.
It'll be good, but it's not.
Because teams will start preparing for that. Well, we know what Josh is gonna do today. He's gonna do a little dink and dunk.
Last year
dink and
was the
dunk,
best year they had.
Come on.
And he dropped Jeff Farmer dropped that pass in the end zone. He dropped that pass at the end of the game when they played Kansas City. Like that was their best year.
That goes back to the X-Files. That goes back to the
Yo,
X-Files.
this dude is speaking about
The X-Files. The Cancer Man said it
Cancer
almost
Man.
20 years ago, people. Buffalo Bills will never win a championship. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Google it. Whatever you want to call it.
Well, they went there 4 times in a row. They lost to the Giants twice?
That
Damn,
happened.
you're right.
And he said the Cancer Man said that before they went to those 4 Super Bowls. And they lost. So what do you think is happening now?
Nah,
Come
that's
on, really?
impossible. No, I don't think he did. No. Did
Yeah.
he? Not
Yeah.
after the first one.
Yeah.
He did.
The Cancer Man, at that time, he was smoking the cigarettes in his
Yo,
throat.
we
man.
gotta go,
He-
man.
Yeah. Let me get started, man. I start going to sci-fi.
Yo, he went to the
We start
Cancer
talking about
Man.
aliens, man. So we got to get out of here,
you
man.
went to the Cancer Man?
Yeah, he was smoking the cigarettes at the point in his throat. At that point, he was still Cancer Man. He was
I
like,
remember.
He was like, yeah, they not gonna.
Yo,
win a
you know what? That's
championship.
really, you right. You know what I noticed? That they lost Giants twice, but they lost to Phil Simms, right? And then they lost to a backup. Oh, but he didn't start the second fucking Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
yeah.
Who
Yeah.
was it?
Now let me ask you a question. Didn't both of those losses came under the field goal kicker guy missed the field goal?
No.
I know one was.
Yeah, the field goal kicker was the comer because they got blown out by Dallas.
Oh yeah.
They got smoked. It was. They got smoked.
Well, that's the thing
who
that
else
Kelly
they lost to?
Kelly
Was
and,
Washington?
Kelly and LeBron has that in common. Going to several championship games.
At least
and losing.
LeBron get him. He get you one.
Yeah.
He'll get you one. I don't want to hear that. He came in with 3-1 lead. He
I'm a
said, they
fan
ain't
of
going to be winning.
LeBron's. I don't want to
He
get
get
to this.
you. He
LeBron
get
is
you.
that dude,
He
man. He's
get
gonna
you.
go down
Oh,
as
don't
one
get
of the
twisted.
all-time greats.
They needed Kevin Durant to say, you take all this, right? Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, because.
Oh, they lost to the Cowboys twice, the Redskins once, and the Giants once.
Yep.
And the Redskins one's even more special because you had my man at the quarterback.
Thurman, right? Not
No,
Thurman.
man.
What's the-
Doug Williams, man. Stop playing, man.
Doug Williams, he was gone already.
No.
Doug Williams like you
that
bugging.
that was Doug.
the
When they-
90s. Yo, bro, that had to be the 90s.
when Washington won the championship,
Check it.
that was with Doug Williams.
Check it
Check
who
it out.
won that. It's not Doug Williams.
Back for the Redskins?
Yeah. Who was it? Who was it back then?
It was the white dude.
No, it was Doug Collins. I mean Doug Williams. I'm sorry.
It was? I thought they won already.
No, man.
You sure?
I think so, man.
In the 90s? Doug Williams couldn't play no 90s? How old is Doug Williams? Doug Williams like 70 years old. What are you talking about? Yo, Doug
Look
Williams
it up.
is old.
Stat guy, look it up, man.
Yo,
Stat guy.
I'm looking now.
It's-
Look it up right now.
Cowboys 30, Bills 13.
Just look at the quarterback.
I think it was Doug Williams.
Dallas Cowboys.
Well, Washington. The
Oh, we're looking
yeah.
for Redskins.
the Redskins, yeah, I know.
Yeah, man. I think I could be wrong because my memory is just as bad as anybody else's. But I might
Who's
be
the
wrong.
guy that broke his leg? That they tore his leg apart.
He never won a championship.
Who are you talking about?
You talking about Theismann, right?
Yeah, Theismann got like 2 of them, right? You're bugging.
To what? With Washington?
I think he got 1.
He may have won. If I don't know.
Quarterback, Redskins.
Who-
Let me double check. Mark
Rippin?
Rippin?
Oh, I forgot about Mark Rippin.
Yeah. He's bugging. There's no way. You said Doug Williams.
All right, so
Doug
when
Williams
so
is
when
mad.
Washington won before then, what year was that then?
Oh, before that one?
Yeah,
Okay, let me
because then I got the years. 'Cause that's my bag. My bag there. Oh man.
I was going to say, you put it on those.
Yeah, I gotta put that on.
Yeah.
so when they won before 94.
It might have been 80. What was it? 90, 91, 92 or something like that. I could be wrong. I mean, My memory, I don't remember what I had for breakfast 3 days ago. So,
Oh,
you know,
that's hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? So,
94 was Redskins.
94? Okay.
No. Yeah. Okay, so
What year was it when they had Doug Williams? I'm showing my age, people.
Yo,
Sorry. I'm showing my
man,
age. Showing my
that's
age
why
today.
you said Doug. Well, like, yo, that wait, not in the 90s. That's
Now they call the Commanders. The Commanders.
you know what? I like the.
Washington won like 4 years earlier.
We
against
joke
the
about that later.
Broncos.
Against the Broncos, right. They beat
What year?
Elway. They beat Elway.
What year?
That was 88.
Come
Wow.
on, thank you.
Damn, wow. That's
And he
cool.
was he got blackballed right after. You know what they said?
What?
Let me see, Washington.
It's a great.
They said he was messing with the owner's daughter. That's why they got rid of him.
Doug Williams.
Listen, man.
Yo, now you know who told me that?
Who?
Graham
Graham?
told me that. So
Graham.
I'm like, man, you bullshitting. Right? You know what I mean? I'm thinking he's bullshitting, right? So one day Doug Williams is doing an interview,
Yeah.
and
He said that?
no, you know what they said? Like, because I guess he worked like, and I remember at the end of the interview, like, no, he's great husband. A sign weird, like.
It was weird.
I was like, is this true?
Oh, shit.
Like,
Might have
cause
been.
remember, he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He wasn't even on the team next year. Was Doug Williams on the team next year?
You might be right.
He was not the starter quarterback next year.
But he was good, though. Dougie was bad, though. He was a bad man, and he was good, man. Man, he was coming in the.
Bro, he changed the game, bro.
He was coming in the league where they were starting to trust black quarterbacks. You understand what was
Changed
going
the
on?
game. You see all the black quarterbacks
Yeah.
now? The fact that he wasn't he wasn't the only black quarterback at that time, right? Was he?
No, he wasn't the only one.
But
at
he
the
was the
time.
only one that won the first one to win.
Yeah. But he was being blackballed for a minute, man. I think he played in Canada, I think, for a little while, and came back
A lot
or
of
something
people.
like that.
Warren Moon played in Canada.
Yeah.
What's
man.
up? We done or
That's it. Say goodbye to the people.
we out?
We out.